Hey guys, this is Sahil and welcome to this exclusive episode of Technical Saturday series. And in this particular episode, we are going to discuss about the fifth step out of seven-step analysis, that is price, pattern, volume, momentum, and volatility. In the previous videos of this particular series, I have already discussed about the first four steps. And in this particular video, we are going to go in depth about how do we analyze the volatility of the market, how do we analyze whether that particular sector or that particular stock is volatile, whether it is liquid completely on the upper side or on the downside, and how do we determine the speed with the help of volatility as well. That's what we are going to discuss further into this particular video. So ensure that you're watching this particular video till the end and make sure that you are taking full notes as well. So the tool which we are going to use in order to determine the volatility of the market or even that particular stock as well, that is Bollinger Bands. In our community, we use this particular tool, although there are separate tools as well. There are different tools or indicators which you can use in order to determine the volatility as well. But this is what I've learned from my mentors, and this is what I implement. And even all the members of our community of the US Club also implement this particular tool of Bollinger Band in order to determine the volatility of that particular stock. So, as the definition itself mentioned, that Bollinger Bands is the tool which is going to help us determine the volatility. So this is like the volatility bands which is drawn in and around the price, which means in the last video we saw that RSI is below the price action or below the price chart, but Bollinger Bands is something which is on that particular price when the price is moving on the upside, downside, or even it is in a sideways zone. The Bollinger Bands is exactly in and around that particular price action itself. So this is like the volatility band which is drawn in and around the price. Second is there are three types of band which combine together in order to form a Bollinger Band. First band is upper band. I'll show the examples as well. Upper band is equals to like middle band plus two standard deviation. Now you might be having a thought that what two standard deviation is all about. That is also what I am going to explain right away after this particular definition. So upper band is equals to middle band plus two standard deviation. Middle band is equals to 20 simple moving average. Although into this particular video series of Technical Saturdays, I have not yet covered the topic of moving average, but in future I'm definitely going to cover that. So ensure that if you're watching this particular video in future, then you are definitely going to get the video of moving average as well. And even if you wish, then you can go through moving average and then come back to this particular video. So the second is like the middle band is equals to 20 simple moving average, and the lower band is middle band minus two standard deviation. So combination of all these three bands combined together in order to form the Bollinger Band, based on which we determine the volatility of any of that particular stock. So this is like the standard deviation. If you look up at Google as well, if you search out for standard deviation, then this is the example. This is the graph which you'll be able to see. And this is like the standard deviation with which we can determine, like in center, you can see that 34.1% plus 34.1%. This is like, if we take an example, like in general example of a population itself, then you'll be able to understand that most of the people in this world have common size, almost around 5 feet and so on. And if we increase the range of height, whether it is like almost 5 feet, 7 inches, 5 feet, 9 inches, and if we reduce the deviations also like less than 4, like you can consider 4.5 and so on inches. So that overall combines in order to form 34.1% plus 13.6%. And this is how the standard deviation looks like. And the very less minority, like the very less percentage of people you can look up at 2.1% and 0.1%. Those are the people, those who are like very tall or they are very short. And those are like, you can consider exceptional people. And at this point of time, when we look up at Bollinger Bands, most of the time the price action, the price of that particular stock will be in between the Bollinger Band itself. But as and when it moves on the upper side with volatility or on the lower side with volatility, which means either it breaks out or breaks down, if it opens the squeeze on the upside or on the downside, at that point of time, we have to determine the speed. We have to determine that this particular stock is completely volatile, and then we have to execute the trade in order to get best possible results in smaller span of time. And at this point of time, I'm not mentioning that this is like the rich quick scheme and so on, but this is the best possible way in order to capture big returns, the big results in smaller span of time, legally, morally, and ethically correct, not in any illegal way. And this is also doable. So this is like the proper example and the definition of what standard deviation is all about. And now let's have a look at what Bollinger Bands actually look up like. So on screen, as you can see that there is a chart of price action itself, the chart of Nifty Bank, where we are having 15 minutes time frame. And this particular volatility band works the best because we have to look up for the volatility. So this works the best in the lower time frames, that is 15 minutes, 5 minutes, hourly. You can go for daily time frame as well. But if you look up at the weekly and monthly time frame, then at that point of time, we have to usually look up for momentum itself, because on the bigger time frame, the volatility, like obviously it is going to be less, but on the shorter time frame, we have to determine the volatility. So as you can see, for most of the time, the price is in between that particular Bollinger Band itself. Although the band is moving on the upside, on the downside, the band is in between, but still sometimes the price is moving drastically on the upper side or on the lower side, and at that point of time, that particular price is breaking out, that particular price is coming out of the Bollinger Band. As you can see on this arrow mark, the price is moving drastically on the upper side, and similarly after a certain period of time, the price is moving drastically on the downside. And at that point of time, if we apply certain systems and strategies, then we can definitely get good results for ourselves within smaller span of time. And there are some of the strategies based on Bollinger Band itself, like squeeze breakout. When it breaks out on the upper side, then we have to go for long. When it breaks down on the lower side, then we have to go for short. And even there are some of the strategies based on swing trading itself, where we can go for outside inside and inside outside. These are some of the systems which I'll be maybe further discuss into this particular video series itself, because I want to be continued on this particular series, so that you can get 100x value, not just 1x, 2x, or 5x, not even 10x, but 100x value. And anybody or everybody, those who are willing to start off their trading journey, or those who are already into trading journey, but still they should be very clear in terms of technical analysis, because there are a lot of people, those who are on YouTube, those who are like teaching, those who are the people, those who are actually into trading, but they have this one single myth into their mind that trading is very complicated and we have to use hundreds and thousands of tools and indicator. But the fact is that we have to use less number of tools and we have to go deep into it. That's what my main intention is, with the help of this particular video series. So as you can see on this particular example, Canara Bank daily time frame, the squeeze is being formed, and when it opens the squeeze on the upper side, at that point of time, we are having like a very speed on that, like very good speed on that particular stock. And if we enter any of the positions into it, whether it is a swing trade or even this can be like a semi positional or a positional trade as well, then we can get best possible results within smaller span of time. Similarly, one more example of Bank Nifty on 15 minutes time frame. Although if you look up at the daily time frame, then it might be like a consolidation itself. But on 15 minutes time frame, you can see that there is a volatility either on the upside or on the downside, and this particular series goes on and on. And one more example of Motherson Sumi, complete like a downfall during the period of COVID. Even though if you look up at all the charts during COVID, all the charts were having very good volatility on the downside, and they were having not just walk off the band, not just walk off the band of Bollinger Bands, but some of the stocks were also having out of the band as well. Even for Nifty and Bank Nifty and even other indices as well, we were able to see out of the band itself, which means the volatility was extreme, right? So this is like the example of Motherson Sumi on daily time frame, and these are some of the examples. And I hope that you have got immense value and clarity about what volatility is all about, how do we use Bollinger Band, and what are the three bands, and so on. And even you are absolutely clear on how do we use Bollinger Bands in order to determine the volatility of any of those stocks. And I hope that you have got immense value from this particular video as well. If yes, then ensure that you are sharing this particular video with your friends and loved ones, those who are willing to start off their trading journey, or those who are already into trading and investing journey, so that they can get hands-on with all these technical topics. And I'll see you tomorrow with weekly mastermind session. Till then, make sure you share your biggest takeaways below this particular video. Till then, live fully, love openly, and make the difference today. I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.